Hello, hello. This is Jessica Gerlach, certified personal trainer and author of the book You Don't Make Friends with Salad. And you're listening to the 5 Foot Strong podcast, the show that we will do a deep dive into our personal strengths, discover what makes you strong, and talk about our physical and mental health journeys. Whether you are 5 feet tall like myself or 5'11", we are all 5 foot strong in our own unique and beautiful ways. So please take a big deep breath in, get comfortable, and let's do this. Hello, friends, and welcome to the season finale of the first ever season of the 5 Foot Strong podcast. I am your host, Jessica Gerlach, and I am so excited to, be here on our 10th week together. I want to start off by thanking each and every one of you who have tuned in and listened over the past 10 weeks. I can't believe 10 episodes have come and gone. Really and personally enjoyed connecting with everybody who's even reached out to me, and hope you all have learned something and taken something positive from these amazing, incredible guests we had and their journeys of strength. My hope for this podcast was, making a place where we can share our stories, because I believe sharing stories is a very powerful thing. And, making that feeling that knowing that you're not alone. And that's what I want you all to know. You are not alone. You are all strong. If you're listening to the podcast, I am so thankful, and that means that you want to grow as a person. So it's important. I love that. It's important we can all be stronger, and we always have room to improve ourselves. It's never too late, no matter what your age is. But as our guests have said and I've said, it all starts with you. You are the only one who can make these, life changes in your life. Whether it be sobriety, whether it be obesity, whether it be, mental illness, whether it be, all these stories, we can all be stronger, but it all starts with you. You have to want to make those changes. You have to be open and willing to want those changes. And as a lot of our guests said, you have to be also a sign of strength is you have to be willing to accept change, and you have to be willing to accept help, knowing that you can't make these changes alone. Asking for help and admitting you need help is a sign of strength. Life in general is gonna be hard for most people. So it's about how we react, because that's the only thing we are in control of, is our own actions and our own thoughts. You don't have to if you don't like the path you're in, change it. But you have to change it. Nobody else is going to do that for you. You don't have to think that like a miracle is going to happen, that all of a sudden your life is changed without doing the hard work that you need to do on yourself, because you are in control of that outcome. Just like I made that sharp left turn 10 years ago that I talk about, I did lose that weight, but that's not the important part of my journey. My journey is about what I learned along the way and how strong I am inside. And I didn't like the way my life was going, so I took control of my life, and I made a different choice, and I changed directions. We all have it in ourselves if we want to be a better person. We have to believe in ourselves just a little bit more confidence. And, remember that there's 365 days of a year, and each day is a new opportunity to become a better person, which is, if you even go 1% for all 365 days, you will be 365% better and more and stronger and more confident than you were if you didn't make that 1%. Something I learned and I confirmed during these conversations with our guests was that Whether it be in our thoughts or our actions, if you want to move forward and keep improving, it's always possible. We are all dealt different cards in our lives. It's about how you make that hand. And only you are in control of yourself. So you got to believe in yourself and never give up hope. We heard other weight loss stories. We heard how to build yourself up after the loss of a loved one. We heard stories about overcoming drug addictions, mental health journeys. We heard from mental health advocates. We heard from healthcare professionals. And they all had that similar message, that real strength is being resilient. It's being confident and believing in yourself and never giving up. As I said in the podcast slogan, whether you are 5 feet tall like myself or 5'11", we are all 5 foot strong, because I really do mean it. We are all strong and resilient in our own unique ways. I want to share a saying with all the listeners that one of our guests, the Honorable Minister Michael Tobolo, shared with me. It's mens sana in corpore sano. I'm sorry if I botched that, but this is a Latin phrase that translates to a healthy mind in a healthy body. That phrase has really hit me, and it's become a mantra in my life. It also reaffirms that you can't have one without the other. You can't have a healthy body without a healthy mind. And you can't have a healthy mind without a healthy body. You could be the strongest muscular person, but if you don't have that healthy mind and healthy thoughts, then you are really just as unhealthy as an obese person or a smoker. You need to lead with a positive mindset to have a positive life. When we work out, it's not just working on our physical health, but it's working on our mental health as well. That's why when I talk about weight loss, that number on the scale is not important. As long as I do the work and keep doing it and stay consistent and keep believing in myself, I know if my mind is healthy, my body will be healthy as well. But we need to put that same emphasis that we do put on, physical health and our appearance. We need to work on our mental strength as well. And I think that's a really important thing that I think will be more apparent in the future years in the fitness industry is our mental strength, because we need to talk about, that healthy mind leads that healthy body. And, so, if you are just being able to lift a lot of weight, it really means nothing in the end. You need to be able to lift a lot of weight figuratively in life. So how do you handle that with your brain? And, there are many techniques, of meditation. We talk about, even working out or a therapist or whatever it is that is your release. It's important. So, it goes into our hot or not trend of the week that we're going to talk about soon. And that is what this podcast also I want to emphasize is when I say 5 foot strong, it's that resilience, it's that confidence, it's that belief in yourself that makes you truly strong. For our hot or not trend of this week and our final episode of season 1, we're going to talk about the act of practicing mindfulness. I get asked about it quite often also, and I think mindfulness is a great idea to incorporate in your everyday schedule or routine, putting aside, It could be a very short amount of time, but putting aside that, 5 to 10 minutes a day to reconnect to your present moment. We have a lot of distractions in this world today, whether it be technology, whether it be work, whether it be family life. Mindfulness is a technique of meditation, which you focus on being in that present moment. How you feel, what you see, what you smell. I believe mindfulness is a great way to bring yourself and your thoughts even back to reality without those distractions we have going on. When you focus on your breathing in meditation, it helps reduce, stress and anxiety and negative thoughts, and even cools you when you get heated and when you might, when you may lose your cool once in a while. Everyone has mindfulness, but it's that idea that you need to learn how to access it. The great thing about mindfulness and, practicing it is anybody and everybody can practice it. It's free. All you got to do is take that time to put aside for yourself and, be more mindful of what's going on around you. Being mindful in general has been proven to have positive benefits for your overall health in general, for our happiness, you being a better professional, you being a better partner, a parent. It's very important to ground yourself and, bring yourself back to that present moment. If you're interested in practicing it, I do suggest, even some type of mindfulness. Some tips you can use is so as I said before, just put aside some time that you're going to decompress and focus on yourself. Doesn't have to be long, like 5-10 minutes, especially if you're just starting out, is really good because it is hard and people don't like to focus on themselves and people like to use distractions. So to actually take that time to decompress and relax and, clear your mind and be aware of your thoughts and let your brain wander is a really healthy idea. Find a place that you want to sit and relax that feels calm and quiet, hopefully without distractions. Notice how your body feels physically, mentally, how you breathe. Is your breathing deep? Is your breathing short? What your thoughts are. Let your mind wander. Be aware of, but kind to your wandering mind. Let it move through you. Let those emotions move through you. It can be done anywhere and by anybody. But as I said before, mindfulness is a great way to center you and help with your intrusive thoughts if you do have anxiety or are dealing with a lot of stress in your everyday life. So, as our hot or not trend this week and our final one, yes, I think practicing mindfulness in any type of form is a great tool to add to your healthy toolbox to live a healthier and more positive life. So that is our hot or not trend this week, mindfulness. For the last Ask Just Anything segment, I put out a story for you guys on Instagram and Facebook to ask me any questions you may have for me. I chose a few questions sent in by some of the listeners and some of my followers, I guess, that I thought could maybe help benefit other listeners today. So, first question I'm going to answer is, how long did it take me to lose my weight? Well, I believe I hit the 100-pound mark. It took me about a year and a half, about 18 months. I normally, my body fluctuates about 10 pounds even now. So yeah, about a year and a half took me to actually hit finally the 100-pound weight loss mark. Um, and I remember that day, it was crazy. But there are a lot of, it's weight loss is not a lateral journey. There is a lot of ups and downs. So yeah, so it was about a year and a half of small hills in the right direction. But that's kind of cool. I did it without starving myself, and I did it enjoying, some of my favorites once in a while. And that is technically healthy weight loss. Healthy weight loss is normally 1 to 2 pounds a week. So, yeah, I think I did it right in that range. I never my method is I don't believe in restricting yourself from anything because you have the rest of your life to be on a weight loss journey, and you don't get obsessed with that number. People get obsessed with the number on the scale, and number on the scale, that's a whole other topic we could talk about, but it's not always the best way to show progress. So yeah, that's my answer. A year and a half to hit the 100-pound mark. I've kept it off for 8 years. I've been on this journey for 10 altogether. Yeah, something like that. I'm not really good with math. Anyways, next question I got was from a newly expecting mom. She asked, can she work out during pregnancy? I do train a lot of prenatal clients, and my rule of thumb is that if you were working out before, then you could keep it up till about your third trimester, as long as your body feels okay and your doctors approve of that. If you have never worked out and all of a sudden now you're pregnant and you're like, oh, I want to work out, I would more suggest just not doing an intensive workout program. Just continue walking and moving your body gently and stretching throughout your whole pregnancy. And then start like actually exercising properly after your pregnancy is over and when your doctor gives you the go ahead to start exercising again. Every woman's pregnancy is different, so speak to your family doctor and go from there. Last question I got was, will there be a season 2 of the 5 Foot Strong podcast? Well, I'm going to leave that up to all the listeners. I thought this season was great. It was very informative. Um, I think it could help a lot of people. It's a place, a platform that we can share our journeys of strength. And, everybody deals with stuff in their life. And just knowing that you're not alone and knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel is helpful to a lot of people. So I think that's what the 5 Foot Strong podcast did. If you do want a season 2, DM me. Let me know. I love connecting with you guys. This has been a great opportunity for me to connect with some of my followers, some of my listeners. So DM me. You could also go to jessicagurlock.com, connect with me there. You can reach out to me on socials. You can find me basically anywhere. If you guys learned something or you were inspired also, let me know. I want to hear good things. I want to hear how this podcast inspired you, and if it did. And if it didn't, let me know too. I could deal with constructive criticism. So that is all the questions I'm going to answer today. And if you do have other questions when the season is on off season, please just contact me. If you have any fitness, lifestyle questions, I'm happy to help. And if you want to email 5footstrong, the number 5, at gmail.com. And I love connecting with you listeners. So that is all the questions we have for this season of the 5 Foot Strong podcast and the Ask Just Anything segment. The healthy tip of the week is for actually everybody, whether you're 18 to 80 years old. The tip of the week this week that I want to emphasize and finish off the season with is prioritize your mental and physical health and put yourself first. I know it sounds selfish, but if you prioritize your mental and physical health, you will be a better person in general. You'll be a better partner, a better parent, a better friend, a better person. You don't have to completely change who you are, but everyone in this world has room for improvement when it comes to your personal development. You have that choice of having that growth mindset or that fixed mindset, but it all comes down to you and the choice is yours. So please prioritize your mental and physical health. A lot of our guests throughout the season have also talked about the side of strength, a side of strength being asking for help. Whatever curveballs life throws at you, you don't need to act like a Superman or Superwoman. You don't need to do it by yourself. Asking for help is a sign of strength. Whether it is using the assistance of a life coach, a sober coach, a healthcare professional, a personal trainer, a therapist, it's endless. The help is out there for you. There is help. You just need to want it. When you decide to prioritize your mental and physical health, you start a journey of that personal growth that is endless, and it makes all your dreams come true. So the healthy tip that we're going to end this season of the 5 Foot Strong podcast is prioritize your mental and physical health and put yourself first so that you can overall be a stronger, better, more confident person. I want to end the final episode of this first season of the 5 Foot Strong podcast by thanking each and every one of you for tuning in and listening over the past 10 weeks. It means the world to me. I really wanted a place where we could discuss and share our stories because there is a power in sharing your stories. And I hope that we could all take something from these amazing guests we had. If you can take something and put it towards your life, then this podcast was really what it was meant to do. Together we created a community where we can focus on things like mental health and, physical health and the importance on working on your personal strengths and development. If you're listening, I want you all to remember you are very important. You are resilient. You are strong enough to handle anything life throws your way. You just need to believe in yourself. If you enjoyed this podcast or you're interested more about my personal journey or my book, You Don't Make Friends with Salad, or you just want to connect and say hello, or, if you enjoyed this season, let me know. You could visit jessicagirlock.com. Remember, whether you are 5 feet tall like myself or 5'11", we are all 5 foot strong. Signing off for season 1. See you soon.
1, 2,